Hello my beautiful book dragons, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aline, you are on Pick Me Favorites, and today we're talking about something controversial, kind of. I mean, I've seen people talk about these a lot. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Ruthfuss is a big one in fantasy, everyone's talking about it. And I've seen two different reactions to this. Either people love these, like completely put this on a pedestal and say that everyone should be reading this, that this is a great fantasy book, or people really hating it, saying this is the most tedious book I've ever read. And I totally understand both part of this, and I totally understand why people would not be super interesting in this book in particular. I mean, it's huge, it's tedious, a lot of the time you feel like things could be a little bit pointless and the story is just way too long. There's not enough dragon slaying, there's not enough action in it, and I totally get it because I've been failing to continue on with the series. I have the second book right here and I hadn't read it because it is also, I think this one is even bigger and it is a little bit tedious to read. Like, I totally get it, but the concept sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? We have our main hero and basically he's telling the journey he went through to get into this phenomenal being that everyone prays and that everyone talks about. He's a huge hero, but before that, what happened? Like, where does the hero come from? Where does this big legend comes from? And so we see the whole journey, and since he was a child, he goes to magic school, he has to go through a lot of poverty issues and so much more. So it is quite an interesting read, but if you want something short and sweet and you don't want to see every single detail, you might want something shorter. So I have a very good book that I feel like if you hated this, if you didn't like this, I feel like you went in because of the concept, and the concept is really good. So you were totally expecting something different. I have something that you're going to absolutely love. I'm not so perfect, what I'm talking about is The Earthsea Cycle by Ursula K. Le Guin. Super known books as well, but I feel like not a lot of people have tried this. I feel like more people have read The Name of the Wind than this one, and it's pretty much, I would say, the same concept, but look at the first book, so small. And you really get to see dragons, but it's like, I feel like it's a lot more, for starters, shorter, but it really goes to the point. The magic system is quite similar to that one. You have to learn what the name of the stuff is to control magic. We have the same kind of situation of a little kid who has maybe a little bit more brains than regular people to come into thinking that he's a genius. Some people would actually agree with me and say that he's actually a genius. And we do follow him through the journey through this remote island where there is pretty much magic school. The words seem very familiar. The story seems very familiar with The Name of the Wind, but also the character. I feel like it's pretty comparable. And the beauty about this is that it's going to be short. I'm not going to spoil either of the books, but if you hated The Name of the Wind by Patrick Ruthfuss, if you couldn't get along with it for whatever reason, I'm gonna urge you to go ahead and read Ursula K. Le Guin's work. I feel like you will get that more sense of magnificent fantasy without all of that sometimes really pointless words coming in. I'm gonna say it really builds the character in The Name of the Wind, but I know that a lot of people really debate these and really don't like the way that things are going in that book because of that reason. This is really also more of this character righting his wrongs. He is pretty arrogant because, like I said, he is pretty smart, and that lets him to believe that he's better than other people, and suddenly he unleashes something that he shouldn't have, and now it's upon the world. So this has a lot of stuff going on in such a short period of pages, basically, and he's just trying to right his wrong, trying to catch this thing that he let out. It has so much more, I'm gonna say, so much more action, if that's what you were complaining about in The Name of the Wind. It's got a lot of really cool characters, really cool friendships as well. So I would totally recommend this one if you hated The Name of the Wind. That's my recommendation. That's my video for today. Hopefully I will be able to make more of these kind of videos, because I feel like there's these books that you either love or hate, and there's definitely other books that kind of go along with the concept that you can totally change and probably you will love. So yeah, let me know about this recommendation in the description down below. If you have read The Name of the Wind, did you love it or did you hate it? Because I know there's no in between a lot of the times with this one. And would you try some Ursula K. Le Guin? This is the first book, The Wizard of Earthsea, the one that I read. I am excited to continue on with the series. I will also be reading The Name of the Wind series because I have to. I'm gonna say it's tedious, but at the end of the book I was kind of understanding where this was going and why this was important. So I'm definitely curious and interested enough to continue on reading it. But what are your thoughts on these? Either of these series, I feel like people completely separate them and they are so similar to each other in my opinion. So what do you guys think? Please make sure to comment down below, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you beautiful book dragons in my next video. Bye!